So I'm going to be completely honest. This is a video I've been putting off making for nearly a year and a half now, and that's addressing where the heck I've been this whole entire time. I also apologize if this video seems rather stiff. I'm not used to reading pre-written scripts, but this time around it felt kind of necessary, so I'm sorry. I'll also discuss future channel plans near the end of the video, maybe include a timestamp for that, but first things first. I'm going to get straight to the point. The reason I've been gone so much has been that I've been incredibly ill. I've wanted to make videos, but more often than not, I've just not had it in me. I have developed some currently unknown form of an autoimmune disorder. I say unknown because while we being myself and doctors, have been able to determine that's what it is, we haven't exactly pinpointed what kind of variety it is yet. That can sometimes be a bit trickier. For those who don't know, in a nutshell, an autoimmune disorder is what happens when your body's own immune system, the thing that's ironically supposed to keep you healthy, starts to attack parts of your own body. Originally, I was going to put off talking about this until I definitively knew what kind I have, but with the rate at which the final diagnosis is taking, that could be a few more months. And I might make another more comprehensive video once I have said diagnosis. In summary, it started a little over 2 years ago now, but almost out of the blue, and I mean practically overnight, my body just changed. I became severely allergic to common stuff I used to show no reaction to. For example, I spilled a few drops of some laundry detergent on myself by accident, and it blistered my skin clean off. I couldn't breathe around pets I'd lived with for over 10 years. My body started to become more and more exhausted with each passing day. Even if I got an adequate amount of sleep, it was almost as if I'd never rested at all. And I started experiencing randomized but incredibly strong pain all over my body. A couple of months later, and my symptoms got so bad that I became completely bedbound for an entire year. I was able to stay awake for maybe a maximum of 3 hours a day, and every moment was miserable. I was barely able to eat, and would frequently pass out even while standing up or performing basic tasks. I couldn't concentrate, let alone even remember some of the things I had or hadn't done that day. The only reason I remember as much as I do about that time now is because I've always been diligent about keeping written journals. I could barely even walk because even the most minor amount of exertion would cause my muscles to ache so badly that I couldn't use them. Sometimes it was so bad that I couldn't even hold on to a paperback book. I'd frequently see double, and I had the coordination of a stumbling drunk. I wasn't able to care for myself, and every imaginable aspect of my life suffered. It didn't matter if I pushed myself, because this was pushing myself. This was where I was at if I was trying my best to function at 110%. Unable to climb a set of stairs, let alone achieve any of the previous goals I might have set for myself. I went to see doctors, and after numerous tests, they informed me that I was indeed very sick. We were able to see that my immune system is attacking my liver and my heart. We're also pretty sure that it's attacking my nervous system, but we've yet to run all of the tests for that. I was started on some medications, as well as some general lifestyle changes, and thankfully, 5 months later, things have gotten a little bit better. I'm nowhere near where I was, as I can still only function for about 5 hours a day total before I crash, and I'm still constantly in pain, even now. But at least I've gotten better to the point where I can leave the house at least once a week, even if it knocks me out for 2 days afterwards. So that's where I've been. Either off being incredibly sick or in some hospital somewhere. What the future holds, I honestly don't know yet, and it's a scary answer, but it's all I've got. I want to do more, sure, but I have to work within the confines of what my body presently allows, and that maybe I may also have to adjust to a lifestyle that is drastically different than anything I may have originally imagined for my life. I don't know. It's hard to discuss when you don't have all the answers yet, and you're still in a transitional period. I'm thankful for the improvement that has currently been made, but for all I know, it could be temporary. I've been informed that my symptoms could easily relapse into what they once were, and if that happens, there's not much more I can do than take medicine and wait for them to hopefully improve again. It's not what I want, but it's not really my choice either. Like I said, I might make a better update video in the future once I get more of a clue as to what's going on. But until then, I'm incredibly grateful to the people who have been so patient with me. Back onto a lighter gaming-related note, I do intend to make some adjustments to the channel. I've had some computer issues for a while now, and though they've since been addressed and mostly resolved, back in January, the hard drive with all of my stored save game data on it died. This means that my progress for the projects of Disgaea and Revenant Wings are completely gone. I could attempt to replay them up to that point, but it might take me weeks at my current pace, meaning I might go even longer without producing any content if I attempt to restore them. There's also the matter of how I want to make videos going forward, as well as what I might have the energy to play. Disgaea was a new game for me, and I never fully completed it. And because I'm still so sick, a lot of times I simply don't have the energy for completing brand new games. So I'm thinking of maybe playing one game I'm familiar with and randomly rotating it with something new. So play something I'm comfortable and familiar with on the lower energy days, and something new on the off chance I get a good day. Due to the environment I'm also in, I'd like to oddly make things a tad less professional, if my videos could have ever been called that. I now live in a spot that unfortunately doesn't have the most courteous of neighbors, and it also has a lot of background noise, so if I attempted to fuss over my environment for playthrough styles like I used to, I am never going to get anything done. So instead, I'm thinking of making anything with gameplay commentary that I do into a live stream. I love that they're much more candid, you don't need to fuss over editing or scripting, life is allowed to just happen in the background, and I generally find that I prefer making videos in this type of manner, largely because I'm not able to fuss over mistakes or imperfections. What happens, happens, and I'm allowed to just enjoy the experience for what it is, rather than obsess over what I can't really change. It also lets me interact with people in real time, making the whole experience less isolating and a lot more fun. I'm thinking of doing live streams something like once a week, if I'm able. Most likely for an hour on either Wednesday or Thursday, as those seem to be the calmest days of the week. That's the goal I want to set anyways. Whether I can actually achieve it, however, only time will tell. As for what projects I'll be undertaking next, I'm honestly not so sure. I have some ideas, like a Final Fantasy game I've played through dozens of times, or maybe redoing an old playthrough I no longer like the quality of, but I do know my next video will likely be something I'm familiar with rather than new, since, as I said before, Disgaea will likely take quite a bit of time to restore, and I don't really have the physical or mental energy for unfamiliar content right now. So hopefully, this video helps clarify what I've been up to, as well as what I plan on doing going forward in the future. I know there's still a lot of vagueness involved, but that'll be addressed at a later time, I suppose. Thank you all for listening, and I hope for better days in the future. Later!